Are you reading copyright-free books? Because I am. Welcome to my channel. This is Mrs. R's Corner. It's basically my little corner of the world where we sit and we discuss bookish topics. We also talk about my hobbies. And if you are a hobbyist, I think you would find it very comfortable here because it's just a very hobby-ish corner. My girls were telling me recently that I don't have to put ish behind everything. I guess I say book-ish, yarn-ish, hobby-ish, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so yes, welcome. If you have not already, then go ahead and subscribe, give me a like, and if you don't have a cup of tea or coffee, then go ahead and go get you one, and let's talk about these books. I was wondering if y'all are reading any of the copyright-free books, and what do I mean by that? So a lot of times when we're purchasing books that are classics or have been written past a certain time period, there is no copyright for the books, right? However, we go to the bookstores and we buy them, and they're normally by like Penguin or some other publisher so that we can get the book in a hard copy, right? It could be a paperback or it could be a hardcover book. However, there are different companies and organizations that work to make reading accessible for everyone and to make certain books just available. So I don't know if you are tapping into that or not, but as a reader, I don't just look forward to reading all the things that are coming out, all the newer things. I look forward to reading classics. And then I'm someone who loves history and literature in general. So I enjoy reading a lot of the older texts as well. So a good example of that for me is Swann's Way by Proust, I think is how you say his name. I am reading his timeless, I forgot the name of it, but it's a series on time, and there's 8 different volumes. And I was trying to do the purchase, I was trying to get it on my Kindle, all these other things. And then I went on to Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg has a lot of classic and older text that are copyright free, and I've decided to go ahead and download some of those, and you can send yourself a PDF version on your Kindle, or you can read it on your iPad or your phone or your laptop, and there's just that digital version. It's not just about fiction books, it's also about the nonfiction books as well. There are a lot of different books on that website, and so whether you choose to download them or to read them online, I think I'm just here today just to encourage you to kind of look into a lot of the different writings if this is something that you're interested in, because I know there are a lot of things that I've never read. So I didn't think I had Frankenstein on my shelf, so I was gonna go over there and get it because it is a book that you can download, but I did find it on my shelf. So I'm reading from my shelves, pull it down and read it. So yes, that is basically what this conversation is about. Just trying to figure out if you are someone who is into this, because I think it's pretty cool that not only do I get to, dive into the things that I have in my personal library, but I also get to extend my library using specific, online libraries as well. So we do have our own public library, and if you don't know, you can also get access to your public library's books through Libby. Of course, you can go in and you can get library books. Like, these are all my library books right here on the side that I went and I picked up. And then there is Project Gutenberg. There's also archive.com, I think, allows you to check out books, and I'm not exactly sure how you do that. Then there are websites that have different sacred, quote, sacred text, and those are about spiritual things. So depending upon, what your religion is, or just what you want to study, because some people just study spirituality and want to know the history of different religions and things like that. There is a website called sacredtext.com. I really like going over there and just taking a look at some of the different texts that are available. Are there any more that I can think of? Because right now I pull a lot from Project Gutenberg, and I like the fact that they have different tabs that'll tell you, are these regular downloads? Are these, classic? Like, they have the Harvard classics and the Oxford Classics. And I think it's called The World of Great Books, I think is what it's called. You can also download those and read them. There are different translations as well. So if you read in another language, you can get access to those books. But if you don't and they have the English translation of those books, you can also get them. So that is something that is exciting. I think I find like a whole new level of excitement in this specific space every time I return to these websites, because I send myself those books on my Kindle. And so I get really, really happy that I get to take them with me on the go and I'm able to read the classic books. And of course, I would love to have them in print for the ones that I enjoy and want to have on my shelves, but I also like that I just get to go and read them. So there's like at least three different books that I'll be reading this year. One is like The Scarlet Letter. I'll be reading that again. I'll also be reading Swan's Way is the first book in the Proust series. I will also be reading Frankenstein. And then I think The House on the Cedars is there. And then there's a Dumas book there as well. There's a lot of them. But there's nothing wrong with going to purchase them, but instead of just having to go purchase them, I'll be glad to download them. So I'm excited about this. And I want to know if you are going to be checking out those sites, or do you already read these books? If so, let me know down in the comments. And I would love to know some of the older copyright-free books that you've read. If you're someone that's not sure about the whole copyright free thing, it's available on these websites. Like Project Gutenberg literally has it listed, telling you about how after someone passes away, there's a certain amount of time that the copyright can be renewed, or if it's just not renewed, then it's free. It's in the public domain and we're able to read them. But I think there's also like a non-public domain where it didn't have to get there. Don't get me to lying. I really am not sure exactly how it works, but I know we are legally able to read these books in the United States. So that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of you watch my videos and you are not subscribers. And my current goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, you guys. That's my current goal. I've been a booktuber for a very long time, and I've come and I've gone, and right now I am being more consistent. But I would love it if you would subscribe if you're already watching my videos, if you're already watching my shorts. It'll help me to get to 1,000, and then we can, continue to grow this community and continue to have these bookish, yarnish, hobby-ish conversations. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Bye.